Hey YouTube, after I put out the last video on frame design, I was called out for being biased against the mule cart design. In this video I'll do some measurements to back up what I said and discuss the potential fixes I spoke about at the very end of the video. At the top of the slope there's no risk of touching the ground or having any issues, nor is there any real potential to mow the grass. Obviously you can counter this problem by going the other way, but then you have the same issue at the top. With the front wheels or skids touching one angle and the rear wheels touching a different angle, the drive wheels can potentially be off the ground unless the deck tilts like I spoke about in the last video. Here's where the wheels or skids first touch the ground with a deck height of 50mm. It's not long after this that the drive wheels would come off the ground. And this is where it would need to move to, nearly 1.5 meters away, before the drive wheels could get traction again. Now it was rightly pointed out that option 1 and option 2 aren't without their own problems, that as they crested the top of the hill they had the potential for the deck to grind into the ground. Now I wasn't oblivious to this problem. There's only two ways you can have the deck. One is either in front or between the wheels. There's no other options. Both have their issues, it just comes down to which one is going to cause you the most problems. Now in the real world you wouldn't have a sharp angle like showing in my drawing, but there is no denying it is a real issue and it is a real problem. But it is something that can be overcome by raising the deck a little bit more and that problem would go away. Whereas the other design, the problem is not so easily overcome. Now you might be thinking there's a clear winner here, but that simply isn't the case. Option 3 has a lot of grass cutting potential if it is modified heavily. A video showed up in my feed recently that had some of the attributes of what I was looking at for the mule cart. And while the flexible chains provide some form of insurance against the front wheels digging into the ground, the design is not without its own issues, one of which is height control. Raising and lowering the linear actuators makes it extremely hard to keep control of the deck. This is on top of the other issues like bobbing an extra length. But if done right, the pivoting action does provide better ground tracking than any of the other options. So in conclusion, once again, if you're mowing on mostly flat ground with few obstacles, done properly, the mule would be hard to beat.